to try and help loosen up some of the stiff and achy hip joints that are out there at the moment. So we're going to start off in bound angle by bringing the soles of your feet together and shuffling your sit bones as close in as you can to your feet, either by walking yourself, lifting yourself, or drawing your feet back. And to begin, we're just going to gently pulse our knees towards the mat. Just a gentle pulse, not trying to force anything. This is called bound angle or butterfly pose. So we're just floating our knees like the wings of a butterfly, gently pulsing them. If you're joining me for floor yoga today, I'm assuming that you are in good health. So if you have got any underlying health conditions, or if you are expecting a baby, please seek further guidance, as I'm not there in person to help you with modifications. So we're just gently pulsing there, encouraging our knees to the mat, warming up our hip joints, getting that synovial fluid flowing, oiling our hips to start us off. And then going to take your right leg out in front of you, and we're going to try and bring this left leg closer to us. Now for you that might be holding behind your thigh. You might be able to reach around and hug your knee towards you, or you may even find that you can reach down, get your foot into the crook of your elbow and hug your leg like a baby towards you. So just do whichever variation is right for you today. And then we're hugging that leg towards us and we're rocking it like a baby, so just taking it out to the side and into the centre. Do this in your own time. Listen to your own bodies, whichever feels right for you. But this is a lovely, caring stretch for our hips. Just rocking and hugging. Keep breathing while you're doing this, all the time in yoga. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. And I'm going to swap over legs. And again, just grab whatever you can. Just listen to your own bodies. Don't worry what that might be. If you're just getting here, that's absolutely fine. You're still getting the same benefits. If you're able to, you can take that a little further. And again, we're hugging towards us, taking out to the side, into the centre. So I can feel that the hip on this side is much tighter for me than the other side. So not only are we all different, but even our own bodies can be different on one side to another. So don't ever let it concern you. Just work with what you've got today. Wonderful. You can stay where you are. I'm just going to move so that you can see me better. And we're just going to bring our soles of our feet onto the mat, hip distance apart. Trying to sit nicely up on our sit bones and use your hands for some support to keep you there if you like. If you find that you're rounding in your lower back whenever we're giving you an instruction to go up on your sit bones in yoga, you might find you benefit from either a cushion or a towel, blanket rolled up behind you. And just sit on the edge of that and find yourself more elevated in that position. And then rather than round in the bottom of your spine and be using your lower back to do twisting movements, you're actually using your upper back, which is more correct. So just listen to your own bodies. So back where we were, soles of the feet on the floor, hip distance apart, nicely upright on your sit bones. Going to breathe in to prepare. And then as we breathe out, we're just going to take the knees down to the mat. Let your body twist slightly if it needs to. Breathe back up to centre. Down to the mat on the out breath. And we're just going to do that in time with your own breath. So the movement will feel like a massage on your hips, a twist in your body, and it's very beneficial. Just imagine yourself as a set of windscreen wipers on your car, just going from side to side. So I'm tending to turn my head to talk to you, but you could actually turn with your knees. Feel that twist, more dynamic through your body, whilst massaging your hips. Lovely. So next time you come towards me, stay there. I'm just going to come up a little more, and we're going to take the opposite hand to the opposite knee. Hug that there. And then we're going to take this arm and we're going to open up on an out breath, trying to look behind us. Lead with your eyes on a twist, and that will help you twist around a little further. Keep breathing in that position. Feel your breath going into any areas of tightness and tension, and let it take it away. As you breathe out, you might find you can rotate around a little more. Just listen to your own bodies, don't force it. And then coming back to centre. So we're going to move that over to the other side now. So windscreen wiper those knees over. Take the opposite hand to the opposite knee. Breathe in to prepare. Breathe out. Open up. Lead with your eyes. Twist around. Keep breathing in that position, feeling your breath going into any areas of tightness and tension. You might find those in your hips, in your lower back, in your upper back, your shoulders. Just breathe into those. Let your breath take it away. And then you might find on the next in-breath, as you breathe out, you can twist around a little further. Always listening to our own bodies. And then coming back. Well done. So we're going to come on to all fours now. If you've got any issues with your knees, you might like to take a cushion or a blanket under your knees, or you might like to fold your mats so you create a little bit more cushioning. And then what we're aiming to do now is to have our knees under our hips and our hands under our shoulders with a nice neutral spine. Think about drawing your belly button up towards your spine and keeping active in your tummy, engaging your core. And then relax, just checking in with that position. And we're going to start to do our cat-cow breathing. So we're going to breathe in, push our bottom up, sink our belly down, draw our heart forward, lift our head. As we breathe out, we're rounding, bringing our head through, as if we're trying to look at our belly buttons, rounding in the spine. Breathe in, lengthen. Sink the belly down, push the hips up, draw the heart forward. Do this in time with your own breath. Do as few or as many of these as you like to, as feels right for you today. If you want to pause the video and continue with this cat-cow breathing, please feel free. A wonderful one to do when you get up in the morning and before you go to bed at night. And then on the last one, we're coming back into a neutral spine. And we're going to take the foot on the right hand side out as far to the side as you can comfortably get it with the foot grounding down. And then we're trying to put our shoulders back over our wrists to start with, and we're starting to think about just drawing some circles, or nurkles if you want to, that's a new word I've just created, but circles with your knee and your hip. And as you feel that movement starting to get a little freer, if it does, you can increase the size of those circles and bring your shoulders into the equation too, letting them come back and down. So you might find that you can bring your bottom towards your feet, take your knee out to the side and back in. Just listen to your own bodies and do what feels right for you today, but keep grounding down through that foot, grounding that down into the floor. Last one. And we're going to take that knee back under the hips, and we're just going to take a moment pushing back into extended child's pose, so bringing your bottom towards your heels and your head down towards the mat. If it doesn't come to the mat, you might like to fold your arms, or you can make potato hands to rest your forehead on. Just do what feels comfortable for you. This is a restorative pose, so you're just going to take a couple of breaths there, breathing all the way into your belly, breathing out, letting everything soften and sink. And then gently bring yourself back up to all fours. Check in with your alignment. So shoulders are above the hands and knees are above the hips. Nice neutral spine, nice engaged core. Taking the other leg out to the side now, foot planted on the floor, as far as is comfortable for you. And then starting with those little circles, feeling that movement. And then listening to your own bodies, and if it feels appropriate for you, starting to make the circles larger and deeper, bringing the shoulders into the equation. Lovely, last one. And then coming back to all fours, take another moment pushing back into extended child's pose. Relaxing down. And then coming back to all fours. We're just going to make sure we're nicely aligned again. Going to breathe in to prepare. I'm going to take the foot on the right hand side back away from you. Just keep your toe on the floor if that's enough for you. Stretch it away from you. Or if you want to, breathe in to prepare and then lift that leg. Try and get it in line with your bottom if you can. Keep breathing in that position. If that's enough for you, stay there. Or if you want to, you could raise the opposite arm. Nice, strong Superman position. And then you can just take that down to the floor at any time if you want to. Or if you want to add on, you can draw the elbow to the knee. And do a couple of those. Just listening to your own bodies and doing what feels appropriate for you. And then come back to all fours. I'm going to do the same on the opposite side now. So just pushing that leg back away from you straight, staying on the toe if that's enough for you. Or if you want to, breathe in to prepare and then breathe out and lift that leg. Trying to get it in line with your hips. That's enough for you, stay there. Or you can take the opposite arm up. Keep breathing in that position. Coming out of it at any time if you need to. Or if you'd like to add on, just crunching knee to elbow and elbow to knee. Lovely. Last one. Coming back to all fours, just relaxing back into that extended child's pose. And then staying in that extended child's pose position, just reach your hands away as much as you can. Splay your fingers. Take your feet at hip distance apart and tuck the toes. And we're going to get ready to either come up into downward facing dog, or if that causes you any issues, you can just leave your knees down and come up into a half dog. So we're tucking our toes, breathing in to prepare, breathing out, pushing up. And then try and sink your weight into your heels, drawing your heels down towards the mat. Keep breathing in that position. Bend both knees. Try and bring your chest down closer to your legs. And then trying to keep your chest in that position. Straighten your legs. Keep breathing in that position. Coming out of it at any time if you want to. If you want to, you can bring one leg up into a three-legged dog, and you can either replace that leg or you can bring it through, trying to get it between your hands, just hovering above the mat and shooting it back up again. And coming down, swapping over, taking the other leg up, either replacing it or bringing it down, hovering it just above the mat between your hands and taking it back up again. One more. And taking it back up again. Remembering you can come down to your knees at any time if you need to. But if you're fine, we're just going to take our heart forward so we come into a high plank. So you're pushing through the heels of your legs. You're imagining your body could have a ball bearing go from the crown of your head and roll down your back to your heels. Lovely. And drop your knees if you want to, or just bend your arms. Bring your body down to the floor. Flatten out your feet, coming all the way down to the mat. Take your head to one side, take your arms down beside you with the backs of your palms on the mat. In prone position, just take a couple of restorative breaths there. Just letting your blood pressure go back to normal in this gentle yoga practice. And then when you're ready, bring your arms up so your forearms are on the mat beside you. Palms are facing down. Arms are tucked in as close to your body as possible. Bring your forehead onto the mat if that's comfortable for you. If it's uncomfortable, you can bring your chin. You're going to breathe in to prepare. And as we breathe out, we're just pushing up into Sphinx. So the elbows stay down and we get that bend in the lower back. Keep breathing in that position, feeling that nice stretch. And then lower yourself. Bring the hands back towards the side of your chest, still keeping the elbows tucked in. Breathe in to prepare. And as you breathe out, push up, still keeping a bend in the elbow. So you might come to here, here or here, but the elbow's still bent in Cobra. Lifting our hearts to the ceiling. And breathe in. As you breathe out, just look over one shoulder. Have a little hiss if you want to. Breathe back into centre. Breathe out. Hiss over the other shoulder if you want to. Gently come back down. And then you can move your hands back a little more if you want to. So these are variations. You can either keep repeating the lower options, or if you want to go into an upward facing dog, going to bring our foreheads back on the mat, breathe in to prepare. As we breathe out, we're pushing ourselves up to straight arms. We're letting our hips come off the floor but sink down, and we're lifting our chest to the ceiling. Only take your neck back if it's strong. Keep breathing in that position, feeling that lovely stretch. Try and get your shoulders away from your ears, your chest to the ceiling. Coming out of it at any time if you need to. And gently coming down to the mat. Take your head on the other side now. Bring your arms down beside you with the backs of the hands down. Take a couple more restorative breaths. Feeling your belly inflate with air. Lift you off of the mats almost. Some lovely deep breaths there. As you exhale, letting everything soften and sink. And then when you're ready, roll over onto your side and come over onto your back. Well done. So we're going to do another one for our hips now. So your feet, you've got soles of your feet on the mat and they're hip distance apart. And I just want you to cross your leg on the right hand side over the left knee, as if you're reading the papers. And then just bring your hand up onto that knee and just see if you can encourage it to go down and away. Just feeling that nice stretch again. So pushing rather, it down and away from you. And that again really helps to loosen out our hips. So if that's enough for you, you can continue with that movement. Or you can see if you can reach through. It's called threading the needle. So you're reaching through the gap in between. And you're lifting the leg that was down on the floor. And just try and hug that towards you. The head is down on the mat and relaxed. Stay there if that's enough for you. Or you can raise that leg. You might even find you can walk up a little further up that leg and hug it towards you. Just feeling that really deep sciatic stretch. Keep breathing in that position. If you want to challenge yourself a little further, you can breathe in, take your chin to your chest, and as you breathe out, raise your head towards that leg. Keep breathing in that position. The locks are on your tummy. Relax the head back down. Relax the leg back down. And swap over. So feet on the soles of feet on the floor, hip distance apart, crossing over that leg. Pushing that knee down and away. Encouraging that stretch. And if that's enough for you, stay there, continue with that action. Or reach through, bringing this standing leg up towards you, threading the needle. Stay there if that's enough for you, just hugging that leg towards you. Or you may find you can straighten that leg and come up anywhere on that leg. So try and encourage that closer towards you, increasing that stretch. Stay there if that's enough for you, or pull your belly button back to spine, put your pelvic floor on, put your chin to your chest, breathe in, and as you breathe out, raise your head off the mat and towards that leg. Keep breathing in that position. And gently bring the head back down and gently bring the leg back down. Lovely. Well done. Just going to take full body stretch there. So point the toes away. Raise the arms up over your head. Stretch your fingertips away. Have a nice full body stretch. And then we're going to just bring the knees out over our chest. We're going to hug those legs towards us. Your head is down and relaxed. You're hugging your legs, but you're not interlacing your fingers to avoid raising your blood pressure. So breathe in to prepare. Breathe out. Squeeze those legs towards your body. Lovely. Then take your arms out like a letter T, with your palms facing down on the floor, your shoulders down and relaxed. Breathe in to prepare, and then as you breathe out, just twist your knees down towards the floor. Knees are down, feet are down. So if your knees don't come to the floor, you might like to put some blocks or some cushions under them, or just bring your feet to the floor and have your knees up slightly. Don't have them dangling. And you might like to breathe in, and as you breathe out, take your head in the opposite direction. All of the time your shoulders are relaxed and down, feeling that lovely twist. And then breathe the knees back to the centre, and as you breathe out, just rotating down in the opposite direction, shoulders staying down and relaxed. Knees and feet coming to the floor, and if they don't, use some cushions under your knees or just get your feet to the floor. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, bring your gaze in the opposite direction. And then breathe, bring your head back to centre, breathe your knees back to centre. And stretch that away again into a full body stretch. And then if you'd like to end with a back bend and inversions, I'll invite you to do whichever element of those is comfortable for you today. So to start with, we're just going to bring the soles of our feet up again, hip distance apart. Bring your head back to centre. You're going to breathe in, and as you breathe out, just see if you can lift your hips slightly up into bridge. Just do whatever degree of that lift feels appropriate for you, and come out of it at any time. Or if you want to, you can raise one leg, still driving those hips up. Replace and raise the other. replace. Raise those hips up again. If you want to, you can walk your heels in, closer to your bottom. Extend that bridge a little more. And then taking those legs back down, replacing your spine vertebra by vertebra. And then to finish, you can either just have your knees back over your chest again and give those a little hug towards you, or you might like to take your hands round to the back of your hips and see if you can roll up into a half shoulder stand, or you can take that further and come up into a full shoulder stand, just taking your hands further up your back, either side of your spine. Coming out of this at any time if you want to. And then bend the knees if you're in a full shoulder stand, and gently roll yourself back down. Stretch that away again. And just say well done to yourself. And come into Shavasana, ready for relaxation. Namaste. So lying down in Shavasana, relaxation pose, start to bring your attention to your breath, not counting or controlling it, just observing it, going in and out of your body, breathing in and out through your nose if you can. If thoughts pop into your head, that's fine. Just choose not to engage with them now. Instead, just imagine observing those thoughts and sending them away as you exhale. Take a nice deep breath in and relax. You're perfectly safe, perfectly calm. Relax. Imagine a wave of relaxation hovering at the crown of your head like a golden light, and allow it to wash over you, filling you with light, just like the setting sun, starting from the crown of your head, through all the muscles of your head, face, neck. As they fill with light, they all relax and soften. The golden light now moves to the muscles of your shoulders. Take a deep breath in, and as you breathe out, release any knots and tightness. Relax your shoulders down and let tension melt away into the floor. Relax, relax. See the golden relaxation now flow down both your arms, softening and warming right down to the fine bones of your wrists and hands. A wave of relaxation relaxation now flows down your spine, vertebra by vertebra, warming and relaxing, lengthening and softening, releasing the pressure on your discs and nerves. Now bring your breath into your belly, fill it with golden light, draw that light up through your ribs, all the way up to your collarbones. Then breathe out as everything relaxes, softens and sinks. Relax. The golden wave now flows down through your hips and pelvis, down both your legs to your feet, and they become heavy and flop, yielding their weight to the floor. Relax. You are now filled with the golden light from the crown of your head to the tips of your toes, calming your mind, melting and softening your muscles, and making you feel worth your weight in gold. And as you relax, start to imagine you're on a trip to the beach. You're walking towards the sea. If you listen carefully, you can hear the waves. You can feel the sea breeze on your skin. You can smell the salty air. As you walk towards the sea, your body relaxes and your mind calms more and more with each step you take. The sea ahead of you is a brilliant blue. As you walk on, you come onto a crescent of white sand beach. The sand is so soft, it's like talcum powder. You imagine taking your shoes off and feeling that silky smooth sand under your feet. You walk along to the water's edge. You have the beach to yourself, perfectly safe, perfectly calm. You hear the waves ebb and flow. Breathe with the gentle rhythm of the waves. Inhale the clean, salty sea air. And exhale anything you're worried about, any aches and pains. Let them float out on the tide. Sit or lie back and relax. There's a comfortable lounger inviting you to rest on a warm towel with the shade of a palm tree if you'd like it. Watch the waves ebb and flow. Watch the seabirds glide on the breeze, calm and relaxed. Know at times the sea become rough and challenging, just like life. But that that time passes and calmer seas are always ahead. Enjoy the sights, sounds and smells of the beach. Feel the sun warm your skin. Feel the breeze across your cheeks. Relax back, thankful for the beauty of nature, and knowing that you can come back here in your mind whenever you choose to. But for now, rest and relax. Rest and relax. Soon be time to go about your day. So I'm going to wake you up, and when I do, you'll feel full of energy and full of life, ready for the rest of the day. So if you want to, bring your attention back to your breath, the rise and fall of your abdomen and chest. Feel the ground beneath you, the walls around you. Wiggle your fingers and wriggle your toes if you want to. Have a big stretch and a yawn. And when you're ready, carefully bring yourself up to a seated position. Give yourself a big, huge hug. And namaste.